Hey, this is Mr. Spencer. I'm your English teacher here. The class is called Adventure Awaits. Our first short story is called The Chrysanthemums, an author John Steinbeck wrote. Okay, after you finish your bell ringer and then you've got that van life evaluation, we're finishing the story The Chrysanthemums. All right, you can click on it here or click under the all week one lessons here and you can see everything detailed and described. All right, now when you open up the story, you'll see questions at the end. And when you open it up, you'll also see there it's got a Google Doc that has a link to the story and the Google Doc link of questions. All right. You open it up here, you can read the whole story. It's 8 pages. It should take you about 30 minutes to read if you're reading carefully. I'm doing a summary of it. So let's check out my summary document. At a ranch in Salinas Valley, California, a woman named Eliza Allen tends to her chrysanthemums while watching her husband talk business with some men down by the tractor shed. She does her gardening work with ease and eagerness. She's a strong lady and she's got planter's hands, whatever that means. A green thumb? Her husband returns from his successful business deal and he wants to go into town to celebrate the new money they got. They plan to finish their work for the day and head into Salinas for dinner. They live out in the country on a farm. They're going to go into town to a restaurant for dinner. Sounds like a good plan. Okay, with Henry off working again, Eliza returns to her chrysanthemums and gardening. Now things get interesting and intriguing. She's interrupted by the arrival of a stranger, a man who fixes pots and pans. He drives up to the house on a ramshackle wagon and he asks Eliza for directions and work. Eliza and the stranger, they seem to develop a connection. And it's very intriguing. This connection culminates when she passionately tells the man about her chrysanthemums in very, very specific detail. And she gives him some sprouts. So maybe he can grow his own flowers. Overcome with emotion, she almost reaches out to touch the man on the leg, who soon takes off, though, leaving Eliza all alone and flustered. What could those chrysanthemum flowers represent, you think? Could they represent love, passion, loyalty, sex, independence, freedom? The man leaves, though, and she is shook. Okay? The reader's left to wonder, why is she so bothered by this encounter? What is she missing in her life? Okay, the last 2 pages of the story show that when the stranger leaves, she returns to the house and bathes and gets dolled up for date night with her hubby, Henry, to have dinner and see some boxing matches. They call them the fights. Henry arrives home and gets ready too. As they head for town, she sees the chrysanthemum sprouts she has given the man lying by the side of the road. Soon after, Eliza and Henry's car passes the wagon and the man. After discussing their evening out a bit more, asking if she enjoyed the fights, Eliza turns away from Henry and cries. That's the end. Analysis? Commentary? This story is a reader's dream to analyze because it's so interesting to get into those details. The author John Steinbeck's ability to say so much with so little means we're challenged to jump in and get our hands dirty like Eliza the gardener. We get to decide as the reader what the story and its many details mean. We get to come up with our own explanations. This story helps us better hone our reading skills and become better detectives to literature. It's like a choose your own adventure book. We readers get to imagine a future for the protagonist. Why is Eliza crying? Will she stay with her husband? Is she going to chase down that stranger? Will she find him again? Will she divorce her husband? Will she just pine late at night crying, looking up at the stars, thinking of the one that got away? Is he the one that got away? What was so special about this man? Why did she reach out to try to touch his leg? So many questions. It's up to you to analyze it. Okay, we'll take a quiz here at the end of the week on Google Forms. Open book quiz. Use a copy of the story if you need it. You've got it here. It's 8 pages. Should take you about a half hour to read if you haven't done so already. This is Mr. Spencer, signing off.